This episode is brought to you by Kimball's Cookies, custom cookies for every occasion. And by Matthews Arcade, custom-built arcade games. And Kinesi Shoes, feed the flame.
Hey, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
Great to have you. An honor. And I'm just waiting on Paul Banky. We'll see. He usually throws himself in late,
Okay.
but that's fine. So anyway, we have a weird echo. Oh, I know what it is. No problem. So we have a lot to talk about your career. I was a big fan back in the day. Like we talked about last week, I was at the fight at Madison Square Garden, and basically, I was thinking about it all day today. You were 20-8 when you got into that fight. If your record was say like 28-0, you wouldn't have got the fight. You never would have got the fight.
Exactly.
So tell us. And then from there, I mean, you got yourself into the heavyweight mix, and you stayed there for 3 or 4 years as a champion. And then at basically like 80 to 82, you were champ, right? Is that right?
Yeah, 80 to 82, yes.
Okay, and then after that, you were still in the mix for years, fighting big fights. Your name was good until the last fight against Larry Holmes, probably 25 years later.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, so let's start back with the tell me about before the Larry Holmes fight. How did that go? What got you to that position? You turned pro, and tell us how you ended up being 28. You obviously fought tough competition because you could definitely fight. So let's hear how you got to 28.
Well, I never really took fighting what's called real serious in the beginning. I just just took fights on anybody. I lost on hometown decision. I won stuff like that and lost fight. I really took it serious. I remember one day I worked with Ken Norton, and Ken Norton had told me, he said, if I just take fighting serious, come to the gym more often, start coming once a week, and you can do something. I was sparring with Ken Norton. He told me, he said, you start coming to the gym more often and take it serious, man. You can do something. You don't train. That kind of went in my head, and I said, that's if he said that, I must do something.
You sparred with Muhammad Ali and somebody else, right?
Well, I worked with Muhammad Ali. I worked with Ali. I worked with him when I was up in Tahoe working with Ken Norton, and I saw Ali fought that night. Ali fought that night too, and that's how they told me come on in the ring. I was working with Ali at one time. That's all, and I sparred, work with Ron Lau, that stuff like that.
No, everybody, and then I noticed you fought Jody Ballard.
Yes.
Okay, Jody Ballard. I'm from New Jersey, and he was involved with the amateur. So when I was an amateur, we all knew Jody, and then Jody also got involved. He became part of the commission in New Jersey, but he was a pretty good fighter. Nobody knows that here. Do you see him? I used to own a gym years ago, and he used to come to the gym with a camera, and he would basically film it and shake you down for like $20 after the session, so you get the film. You buy the film from him. But he was a good guy, Jody, and he had a pretty good career. He's in the New Jersey Boxing Hall of Fame, so you fought him too. You fought Carl the Truth Williams. You fought Quick Tillis, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Who else do you remember?
When I first got my new manager, when I started taking fighting seriously, Don Manuel. That was my first fight against what's the name? The guy you just mentioned.
Carl the Truth Williams?
No, not him. The first guy.
Jody Ballard.
The first guy. Jody Ballard. Yeah. That was my first fight when I just got my new manager. That was the first fight I had with him, Jody Ballard.
Got it. And that was and that you won that fight, and then so that's before the Holmes or after Holmes? That's before Holmes.
That before Holmes fight, yes.
Okay, now obviously your manager before that, who was your manager before that?
I had some people named a guy by the name of I had Jerry Moore and a guy named another guy. Jerry Moore was the manager, but I had a friend of mine. He was my co-manager. He didn't know anything about boxing, and that was it. And this really wasn't didn't know. I mean, Jerry Moore knew about boxing, but mother manager didn't know about boxing. Just somebody, a friend.
Whoever told you that. they were right. I mean, for them to say if you would have taken boxing more seriously, you could have been. I mean, obviously it worked out,
Yeah,
but they're right. I mean, in the
yeah.
beginning, you had managers who weren't really boxing managers. You had, you were
No,
just not taking it seriously. You ended up 20-8. They definitely put you in that fight thinking that was going to be an easy win for Holmes, and boy, were they mistaken.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, one time I was getting ready to go. I was getting ready to go to a party, and they called me and said, "Cause I come in for a late substitute fight," and I took it.
Yeah,
I
and then
lost that. So yeah, I
what
lost. That
did
was up
you
north
do?
somewhere.
When did you
Huh?
start boxing? How old when you started boxing?
I started boxing out of the Marine Corps by accident.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. You started late in life. So then, I mean,
I
you never
started.
really had an
Yeah.
amateur background at all. You just and
No,
who did
I
you
had.
fight in the Marines? Did the Marines have any fighters that have note at
Yeah,
the time?
that's. I had 30 fights in the Marine. I started the Marine Corps one night on base in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. Went to the club and I got up and went to the jukebox to play a song. Matter of fact, the song by Gladys Knight and the Pips. I don't want to do wrong, I believe. and I got to the jukebox, and the guy got there the same time I got there. A little bit bigger than I was, and he like shoved me. He shoved me out the way. I shoved him back. He swung at me. He swung at me, and he kind of missed. I swung back at him, hit him, knocked him out with one punch, left hand. And a few days later, some coaches, some lieutenants coming to my barrack, asked me if I'd be interested in joining boxing, get on the boxing team. I said, boxing? I ain't no boxing. I don't know nothing about boxing. They said, the guy you knocked out with, he was in the Marine Corps.
So that made it easy. Then that made the decision easy. So what happened? Then you started going to the gym?
I started boxing Marine Corps, and I said, yeah, start doing that. The team, I was a light heavyweight then. I just stuck with it. I said, yeah, I try this boxing out. Then I tried out that's my thing is the boxing Marine Corps. Then after I got the Marine Corps, I didn't plan to continue no more. But a friend of mine's taught me, said, let's go, man. You should turn pro, man. Make a little money.
So then,
Yeah.
so then when you took the Holmes fight, how did that come about? How did you end up fighting Larry Holmes? What did you get it? Were you a late replacement or that was planned from day one?
No. I had just fought. Who I fought? Bernardo Mercado. I just fought Bernardo Mercado in Lake Tahoe, I believe. And Larry Holmes was there. He was in the audience. He saw. I guess somebody told me somebody said he was gonna fight, getting ready to fight. Look at Mercado. He might fight Mercado, but Bernardo Mercado. And after I knocked out Mercado, I became ranked number 8 in the world. That's how I got. That's how it came about.
Okay, so then you had a full camp and then you prepared. What was your mindset going into that? I mean, you're 20-8 at this point. What are you thinking going into the Larry Holmes fight? Who was your trainer at the time too?
A guy by the name of what's his name? I know he's dead now. Barnes. I can't think of his first name. I mean, it's been so long ago. Barnes. Larry Barnes like that.
And then so what happened? So you're getting ready for Larry Holmes. No one's expecting much at all. I mean, you were a big underdog, probably 30-1 underdog.
Yeah, nobody, probably 40-1. Like people's friends, like friends, people I know, friends know that. Well, you fighting Larry Holmes, man. He's the champ. I said, well, I'll tell you what. I may not win the fight, but I'm gonna make him know he's been in a fight. That's what I told everybody. I may not win the fight, but he gonna know he's gonna be in a fight. I ain't gonna go in this lay down. That's what I told people.
And I don't know anybody in the history of boxing that benefited from a loss more than you did that night, because it propelled you. So then after that, and the funny thing, that I remember reading a magazine when I was a kid. It was saying that how they expected that you would lose that title once you win a WBA title. And that was a great fight. And then I was watching the first Dokes fight, which was the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen. Explain that to us. And I saw how mad you were. You were never hurt. Explain. Did you think that was politics to this day?
A guy came to me before the fight. Before the fight he said watch out. I heard they're gonna stop the fight the first chance they get. I said, what you talking about? He said he heard some commotion talking. They're gonna stop the fight the first time the first chance they get, they're gonna stop the fight. I didn't take it. I just went one ear out the other ear. He said, but he said he overheard people talking. I don't know who he heard, but he said he heard that they'll take the fight the first time first thing come up. And that's what they did.
Now that's what they did. Who was Michael Dope signed to at the time? Was he a Don King fighter?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
that explains a little bit, right? That explains a little bit.
Yep.
So they did, and then you got you got the rematch. It was a draw.
Yep.
So now you're in a little bit of a bad position. But I mean, now you defended the title a few times. Who did you defend the title against?
I defended about twice against Gary Cosilla and Quick Tillers.
Two good fighters, clearly two good fighters. Coaching was a former world champion. Tillis never won the title, but he was a contender for a long time.
He fought everybody, as he was.
And then you had the fight with you won the fight in one of the weirdest fights ever too against John Tate. He was undefeated, the Olympian. And now explain that one to us. That's another one. That was another crazy situation.
That was opportunity came up for my fought Scholar Do. They said my manager told me the winner of this fight, fighting Scholar Do, would get shot at John Tate, and I said, well, I beat Scholar Do. I remember when Tate fight, I said, I actually dreamed I won the fight, but I didn't dream. I didn't see it the other round. I dreamed I won the fight. I dreamed I knocked him out. But then I never saw what round or win. But I remember that dream that I knocked Tate out playing his day. I got up, I knocked I knocked Tate out, man. And that was a dream. But
and you did, yeah. And I'll tell you what, they definitely took you more serious that time because you already had a reputation after the Holmes fight. I mean, they definitely were prepared, so it wasn't like he was overlooking you or anything like that. I mean, they were definitely ready for that.
He was ready for the fight. He was definitely ready for the fight. And I told my manager, I said, I'm gonna knock him out. I remember in the fight in the 14th and last round, my manager told me, well, if you're gonna knock him out, you gotta do it now. It's the last round. And he said last round, you got like one win to knock him out. And I said, that's what I'm gonna do then. That's what I said.
And that's what you did. And then, so after you lost the title, you still had obviously a name value. You were in the heavyweight mix for a long, long time. And then you fought Larry Holmes in your last fight. And that wasn't that long ago. That was maybe only 15 years ago, right?
Yeah, I fought the guy, Harold Smith, came up and asked me, say, he want to fight Larry Holmes again. Do you want to fight Larry Holmes? I said, man, I ain't fought in years, man. I got a job. I ain't thinking about fighting. He said, I think he said $60,000. I said, okay, I'll take the fight.
It was for fun, right? You fought on TV one last time. What did you do after boxing? After boxing, when you were done with boxing the first time, what did you do? Because you kind of disappeared. You never really got
disappeared.
Yeah, you didn't really train anybody. You didn't show up at any events or anything.
No, I just walked away from boxing and didn't do anything. But I never announced that I retired. So
I remember. Yeah,
I just got away from it and just doing nothing. Just stayed home. That was it.
Did you miss boxing? You said, like you said, you weren't too serious beforehand. You never boxed as a kid. It was boxing more or less the way you made your living.
Well, yeah, I missed it. I missed it sometimes, especially sometimes I lay in bed and it comes up in my mind. I think I think about that. I miss it, but I say, hey, Don, I want to fight again. My man, a couple minutes. I'll come back. Come back. I want to fight again. So he fought for this fight. That's how it's happened.
and you made money the whole time. You were definitely named as the former heavyweight champion of the world. So why not? If you loved it, why not? Yeah. And then how about the triplets, the Weaver triplets? And now they grew up really boxing, so they were real boxing fans, and they started boxing as kids. Yeah. Now, did they box because of you?
It's just started boxing because of me. I got the service. I remember one day I got the service in my mother for a while. And then one day I was running. I ran one day, and one day all the triplets got ready. Where y'all going? They was about 12 years old. So where y'all go? We're going to run with you. I said, what? Yeah, we running. And they started running me. They beat me running too. They beat me, and then they was running. Then my mother moved to San Diego, and I didn't. They moved to San Diego. The next thing I know, they're boxing.
They all did okay. They all did okay for themselves. They fought on television, all of them. And you had a pay-per-view with them, I think, the Weaver triplets, and you fought on the same pay-per-view.
I think we fought on the same card. I want to say once, once, twice.
Yeah, it was a pay-per-view. I remember it.
Also on
I
the same card.
remember
Yeah.
getting it and watching it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. So now, if you look back on the whole thing, what is your proudest moment in boxing? I think I know, but what is your proudest moment?
Winning championship.
It has to be that.
Winning
And then
championship.
the Larry Holmes
that.
fight should be another one you look
Oh
back
yeah.
on. That put you on the map, but
yeah.
it propelled you to bigger and better things.
Yeah. I like Larry Holmes fight because it made me. When I fought Larry Holmes, I ranked number 8, and at the fight I moved from 8 to 1. So
Yeah.
8-1.
And you deserved it.
And
We lost it. Thank God you're back. I had a few more questions. So, how about looking back? So, your proudest moment was winning the title, which I thought. The Holmes fight was another good one. What is your biggest regret? If you could do one of those fights again, what would you do differently?
One of those fights again. Well, if I do the whole thing again, if I just do boxing again, I would start taking it more serious. I would start taking it seriously, taking it serious like I did. I thought, because I found out I could hit hard in the serve. I thought I could knock everybody out, but it didn't work that way. But I think my biggest regret that I didn't take it seriously, like from the start.
I'll tell you what, though, it all worked out. No matter how you look at it, it all worked out. And if you would have taken it more seriously, it might not have worked out so well because you were overlooked.
It might have.
I think,
Exactly.
honestly, God, I always think about this. I think it worked out perfectly. You surprised some folks on the way up.
Yeah.
And, you came out of nowhere. They didn't know you from the amateurs because you weren't in the amateurs with them. You were in the Marines fight. So they didn't know who you were. They're taking this fight. And then, obviously, as you went on, you didn't even peak till after you lost the title, in my opinion, because you were learning on the job. But you were a little too old at that point. But I mean, you did well. You became the heavyweight champ of the world when it really, really, really meant something. You had big fights on television. Everybody knew who you were. I mean, so it worked out. So then, what did you do when you left boxing? Like, what did you do for a living?
I think I worked at the post office for a while. Matter of fact, I worked at the post office I worked at the post office when I fought Larry Holmes. I did that, and at that, then at the post office, I went and worked for a gym. I worked in a gym. I trained people in a gym called Bison Motion in Pasadena. And my children's brother also worked there. So I did that for a while. And at that, I was training people. I would go to people's house and train the kids. And now I got tired. I got tired doing that. So after that, I just say, man, I'm retired. I pay my due. I'm gonna sit back and do nothing, rest.
And then, I never saw you at boxing events. You never really go to the fights. Do you follow boxing today?
No, I haven't been to a fight in a long time. Now, if a fight local around here, I might go to. I'll probably go to, but I haven't been to a local fight in years. I don't know when last fight I've been to. I don't know when last fight I've been to.
And then I don't know if you remember this. I hope you remember this story. It's one of the funniest stories ever. You told me this. You remember the story about Eric Dickerson?
Eric Dickerson, which one? No.
Okay, a lady came up to you and said, "Oh my God, it's you! I got to introduce you to my father." And then she took you over to her father and she said, Dad, look, it's Eric Dickerson. You don't remember that story? You told me that at the West Coast Boxing Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I remember that.
So that must have been that's just one of the funniest things I ever heard. So but it was thank you for coming on. It was great catching up with you. I mean, and you really truly disappeared. And I remember reading in the magazines, I always took exception to this. Everyone thought what was going to happen, the plan with you was going to be you were WBA champ. They thought Jerry Cooney, for whatever reason, was going to beat you and be the WBA champion. I'll tell you right now, Jerry Cooney never beat anybody at your level in his life. If you really look back on it, Kenny Norton was way past his prime when Cooney beat him.
Of course he did. Of course. I mean, Cooney people came to my house. We'll set the fight up and we'll fight me because they're talking. I'm gonna fight Cooney, and WA said you got to5ght Tillis first. We're gonna strip you. Okay, but we're talking to Cooney people who came to my house in Diamond Bar, and they agreed to wait at the fight at the Tillis fight. They agreed to fight me at the fight next time I fight Tillis. Next time I know I'm getting ready to fight. I'm gonna take Tillis. Cooney. My man said. Home got the fight. You're not fighting good, but they told me they said they'll fight me after the Tillis fight, but they didn't hope they promised they took the home fight. I said, well, I guess they wanted wanted a big payday, I guess.
Yeah, they went for the money, and I'll tell you what, it wouldn't work. I truly don't believe in my heart it would have worked out for him. I think he would have won the fight, and I think they would have. It would have. I think he did the right thing too by taking the money, because, like I said, he lost to Spinks, he lost to Foreman. Every time he stepped it up, I don't think he would have stood a chance against you. What do you think? Like, truthfully and honestly.
Honestly, no, I don't think it would beat me. No, I would be. I remember I was saying for Larry Holmes. We know he was Larry Holmes. I think the first gym went to, it was his. I guess I know who he was. They asked somebody asked him, do they want to spar Cooney? We know who he was, but they said no.
I believe that. I believe that.
They know, but yeah, I told you that I honestly believe that. Yeah, I want that fight, and I want Queen fight good, but I didn't want to get. My man said, "Let's go ahead, let them go and let them strip you." I said, "Man, I ain't gonna fight out the title, man. Then if they strip me, Queen might not fight me, because my man want me to go ahead and fight Queen instead of Tills." I said, "No, I won't." They told me to strip me down. I said, "Let them strip you, still be champion." I said, "No, I won't." So that's what.
So how's life treating you now? Is everything good? You're happy?
I'm happy. I'm happy. I don't go to places because of the situation today, but I'm happy. I'm very happy, content, and I'm mad. I'm not too happy. I haven't seen my children involved because they say my children. I haven't saw them in a while.
Yeah, but it's coming to an end. This is all coming to an end. It looks like, hopefully you get out there, you get to see your kids.
Yeah, my kids and my grandson. He turned 30 years old today. I missed April 1st. I missed his birthday. I could see him because I don't the COVID. I don't go out there. So
no, you got to be careful. Yeah, exactly.
You're right. You got to be careful.
But once again, I can't thank you enough. It was my pleasure. It was an honor. I was a big fan of yours growing up.
Thank you.
I'm glad you're healthy and happy. And I wish you nothing but the best. And thank you so much. Okay.
Right. Anytime you want me to show, give me a call.
Absolutely. Anytime. I'll bring you back. I promise. It was my pleasure.
Okay.
Thank
good.
You.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Great. Bye.